Stephen Edwin King, born September 21, 1947, Portland, is an American writer known as the King of Horror. He works across horror, thriller, sci-fi, fantasy, and mystery. Over 400 million copies of his books have been sold, adapted into countless films, series, and comics. King published 65 novels, 7 under the pseudonym Richard Bachman, plus 200+ short stories and 35 novellas. Many of his works are set in his home state, Maine. Early life: King's mother, Ruth Pillsbury, was born in Scarborough, Maine. She married merchant marine captain Donald Edward King in 1939. After doctors diagnosed Ruth with infertility, the couple adopted a son, David, in 1945. 2 years later, Stephen was born in Portland. Donald traveled constantly as a sailor. When Stephen was 2, his father left for cigarettes and never returned. Ruth told the boys that Martians took Dad, though she likely knew he'd started another family. Donald's fate remained unknown until the 1990s, when a CBS crew discovered he'd lived in Pennsylvania with a second family until his death in 1980. King never told his half-siblings about their relation to avoid legal complications. After her husband left, Ruth worked multiple low-paying jobs to support her sons. The family moved frequently: Chicago, Indiana, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, Connecticut, before settling in Durham, Maine. King later recalled, "I felt life was unfair. My mother raised us alone, worked hard, and never complained. That sense of injustice still reflects in my books." As a child, King witnessed a friend die under a freight train, a traumatic event he forgot, then remembered years later. He also suffered severe illnesses: measles, pharyngitis, and a resistant ear infection requiring painful procedures. These experiences, plus frequent moves, forced him to repeat first grade. King loved reading comics like Tales from the Crypt and The Vault of Horror, plus Spider-Man and Superman. He adopted the comic's Dear Reader address, later using Constant Reader in his own work. Horror films like Creature from the Black Lagoon and Psycho fascinated him. He said, "I loved the feeling of fear, loved losing control over my emotions." First steps in writing. At age 7, encouraged by his mother, King wrote his first story about Captain Casey. Ruth advised him to create original content. He then wrote Mr. Smart Rabbit, earning 25 cents per story, his first payment. In 1959, with his brother David, he published a local newsletter, Dave's Rag, selling copies to neighbors. Around age 13, King discovered H.P. Lovecraft, finding the lurker in the shadows. In his father's attic, he felt like coming home. He believes 13 to 15 is the perfect age to read Lovecraft. His prose suits people living in sexual insecurity. There's something Jungian about his imagery. By 14, King adapted The Pit and The Pendulum, selling copies at school until the principal suspended him for writing horror. In high school, he wrote for the school paper and created a satirical booklet about teachers, nearly getting expelled. For graduation, he wrote a Batman parody play. The path to success. King attended the University of Maine, studying English literature, and met his future wife, Tabitha Spruce. He graduated in 1970, deemed unfit for military service. The young family struggled financially, living on laundry wages, student loans, and small writing fees. In 1971, King began teaching English in Hampton, Maine. Tabitha found his discarded draft of Carrie and insisted he finish it. In 1973, King's mother Ruth died. In 1974, Doubleday published Carrie with a $2,500 advance. When rights sold for $400,000, King quit teaching to write full-time. He moved to Colorado and wrote The Shining. In 1977, under the pseudonym Richard Bachman, he published Rage. The book was later withdrawn after real school shootings, with perpetrators found possessing copies. Why? He writes, when asked why he writes, King replied, "The answer is simple. There's nothing else I'd rather do. I write because I love writing. I can't imagine doing anything else, and I can't imagine not doing what I do.